Hi guys, welcome back. Hot on the heels of the opening chapter of the build of the Mystic. Back in the workshop tonight. I'm going to look at mounting the engine standoff plate that I made out of ply earlier. So that's the aim of this video anyway, just doing that short video. The other one was a bit long, so we'll see how we get on. See you later. One of the things that I did with the laser cutter whilst I was cutting the block, which is now laminated, was I cut out the template out of cardboard. Why? Because now I look at the front of the fuselage, I've marked on there the centerline vertical and crosshairs where the actual center line of the engine thrust line should be, based on the drawings. The drawings are half scale for the fuselage, so it's going to be there or thereabouts anyway. So what I'm going to do now is just position this template on there and mark the position for the holes. So let's just stand that on my toe. You won't be able to see me do this. I'll tell you what, let's just swing the camera up so you can see me do it. There we go. Just standing that on my toe, lining up I burnt out a centre hole there in the cardboard template. Lining it up, and I'm just going to mark the position now of where the mounting holes go. Okay. Next up, I need to make a starter for my drill, so using a bradawl I'm just going to lay the fuselage down. I don't want to put any pressure on that, standing on its tail on my toe. I'll kick the camera down this time. Okie doke. So just gone through and just make those a little bit bigger. That's great. Right, drill bit, drill for a pilot hole. Hopefully I'm going to get this level. Yeah, just lining this up. I'll check this in a minute. Okay, that's good. So I'm just going to check to make sure the drill hasn't wandered off. Looks pretty good to me. Okay, now what I've got to do is get my T-nuts off camera. They're 4mm T-nuts, so I need to drill a hole for the threaded shank, which is 5mm 5.1. So let's just go and get a 5.1 drill bit with the holes now drilled and tested to make sure that the T-nuts will go into the holes there. What I'm going to do now is go to the reverse, or the inside of the fuselage here, push a T-nut part way into the hole, and then I'm going to use an M4 bolt with a repair washer on it to draw that in so it bites into the ply. So let's start that going in. But before it gets fully home, I'm going to put a drop of super glue onto the shaft of the T-nut. Like so. It's just really to hold the T-nut in place against the ply, in the ply, because what I don't want to happen is for that to come undone. And I'm going to zap it. This is a useful tip. I've got a dropper that I use, which just, instead of the spray for using foam super glue zapper, accelerator, whatever you want to call it, I just use that little dropper, and it's quite good because, as I say, it's very localized how it gets the into the super glue, not sprayed everywhere. Cheap and cheerful off Amazon. I think I got about 4 bottles for a couple of pounds, something like that. It works a treat. Right, so let's complete this. Again, doing the same thing. That one. Bolt out. Bit of the zapper, and away we go. So I'll complete the other two now. So now for testing. Could have done with the bolts a bit longer, but never mind. Wind these through. Probably a bit of epoxy has got into a couple of holes. I did put the bolts that I put in to line it up originally, there we go, did have some Vaseline on them, so hopefully shouldn't be a problem. Well, they all seem to line up all right, which is good. Should we try the engine? I'm going to have to get some slightly longer bolts than that to try the engine out. We might as well. Just take these out. I need bolts that are about another 10mm longer than these. Yeah, these are too short. Right. Don't go away. Okay, so I've got some 10mm longer. Push those through. Of course, I should have got my long handle screwdriver as well, but I didn't. Well, if they all fit, and they all fit when I pushed it into the bulkhead, then theoretically the whole thing should fit. Ow. There we go. Right. I really am being lazy here. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go and get the screwdriver. Screwdriver. Better. There we go. Look at that. So, fuselage with the big boy on it, and just let's have a look. Let's see, that's going to be cut back to about there. So very exact way of doing it, but that's good. That looks good to me. Very good. I may put a couple of washers behind there. I may have to put washers to alter the thrust line. Who knows? But on the face of it, that looks pretty good. So these silencers aren't going to stay. These are going to be taken off, and I'm going to have a bit of flexi tube from the exhaust port to the aluminium pipes that are going to go down here. Well, you know, I just had a sudden thought. I don't know, maybe you guys could help out on this. My original thought was to have the pipes, exhaust pipes, coming down the sides here of the fuselage, right the way down to the back of the fuselage. So if I move this across, you'll see what I mean. This was my original thoughts, and I've just had another thought. So, pipe, aluminium pipe, coming right the way down here, right the way down the fuselage, and ending down here somewhere with a fishtail pipe. But this is Mad Max, remember? So what about, because the cockpit goes about here, what about having an exhaust pipe that comes out about this length, so long, but instead of going right the way back, terminating it here with either a fishtail or some pipes that stick up, maybe. I don't know. Be more difficult to fabricate with pipes sticking up. Not to make that bit out of brass, I suppose, because I could silver solder the end of it. So I could have like 4 pipes each side, like a dragster type thing, the V8. It's not a V8, it's a V-twin, but who knows. Anyway, there are thoughts, because just thinking that's a heck of a long length for an alloy pipe. Not the weight's going to be a problem, because I'm going to probably need some tail weight with this great lump in the front. But anyway, that's for another day. I'm pleased with that. That works, it's good. And that's all I wanted to do for this video. Just get the engine mounted, because now, with the engine mounted, I can now look at putting the tank inside there. Yeah, bearing in mind I need two fuel pipes, one for each carb. With a laser V-twin, you've got to have 2 separate feeds. You can't tee off, unlike the inline twins or the flat twins. The V-twins require separate delivery lines, so separate clunks in the same tank, or 2 tanks. So I'll have a look at my tank stock. A bottle tank comes with the kit. Whether I use that, no, I'll probably look at my tank stock and see what I can get in there. Anyway, that's for another video.